This is the leg of a 30-year-old woman who lifts weights. This is the leg of a 30-year-old woman who does not lift weight. Now watch what happens. This is the leg of a 70-year-old woman who lifts weights, and this is the leg of a 70-year-old woman who does not lift weights. The difference is massive.
I'm going to be honest though, the marbling on the 70-year-old woman who does not work out rivals any slice of meat I've seen, and I live in Texas. But jokes aside, in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to a guy pretty much going over why strength training is so important, giving my own thoughts and inputs on it. So without wasting your time any further, let's get straight into today's video. So as someone who's been strength training for the past 3 to 4 years, I'm a big advocate of it. And after watching this video, it only just confirms my beliefs, right? So pretty much he's just talking about if you are strength training or doing any type of resistance training from an early age, you're pretty much investing in yourself, right? Just think of like throwing money or daily cost averaging, which is like throwing $50 every 2 weeks or every paycheck into the SPY, right? A fund growth, an index fund. And 10, 20 years down the line, that $50 of every 2 weeks, every paycheck turned into like 6 figures. Right? That's essentially what's happening when you are working out at a younger age. And I can't wait and be excited to see what happens when I'm older, right? A lot of people doom and gloom about wanting to get old and how they're going to be feeble. You can change that right now just by picking up some damn dumbbells. And I'm going to be honest with you, this video is 100% true because I don't know if you've been watching my past videos, I've mentioned it before, but I work in a rehab clinic, right? I work and help physical therapist assistants, and pretty much help them with exercise selections for a lot of these patients that come in here. And the population group, or what they're mostly suffering from, like these older patients, is the fact that they never picked a damn dumbbell up in their life. A lot of these people, their exercises consist of day-to-day, basic functions, right? Like our exercises are literally called sit to stand, right? When you have a patient sitting down and standing up, right? Squat-based pattern movement. And you think, oh, that sounds easy enough, until you get to the fact that you're 70 years old and you've never introduced resistance training into your life at all, right? A lot of these people are kind of being taught how to, pretty much retaught everything they've been taught at a younger age, just because of the fact that they never invested in themselves earlier. And this is really unfortunate, right? And that's why I advocate for a lot of people to start strength training, right? There's so many more benefits than just looking good naked or just being strong as fuck. You're also just going to be a bodily function able human being when you're older. You're not going to need someone to put your clothes on or teach you how to sit up. There's just so much more benefits. And again, this video, right, of this man showing the muscle mass or the difference between an older person who works out versus an older person who doesn't is just huge. The contrast is astounding, right? And this is why a lot of people really need to start taking their health more seriously. Another thing he was talking about was protein, right?
That's what resistance training and eating healthy can do for you. It really doesn't take that much. We're talking eat more protein, eat less sugar, and do some resistance training.
And my thoughts on this is, yes, protein is essential, especially for building muscle, right? It's one of the building blocks of life. But there was a big stigma of needing to eat about a pound per body weight or something, right? Like if you weigh like 220 pounds, you need to eat 220 grams of protein. That's not the fucking case, bro. At that point, your body can't even, digest and use all that protein. Most of that shit just goes straight to waste, right? It probably converts into fat and you're just becoming a big fucking slop, right? As someone who does weigh 220 pounds, as long as I'm getting at least 190 grams of protein or maybe even 200 grams of protein, this is perfect, right? This is perfect. I'm not wasting a lot of protein and it's getting converted into unnecessary, fat gains, right? I'm using this, my body's utilizing it perfectly, right? I'm getting stronger, I'm improving, and most people like to skip out on carbs. Carbs are super important, right? That's how your brain functions. Carbs are a literal energy source for your muscle mass. And I noticed when I went down to an aggressive caloric deficit cut, the minute I reintroduced carbs to my frame, right, to my body, my muscles started growing significantly, right? That was the first thing to pop and swell. Even though my body weight on the scale stayed the same, I just ballooned up, but in a good way. So yes, your diet really, really does matter, right? Get enough amount of protein, not too much, and then get a good amount of carbs. And obviously your micronutrients, right? That's something I'm even slacking on. Your boy just doesn't eat enough greens. But overall, strength training is going to either make or break you, right? And if you're not doing it, you're just going to fall apart. And you're going to be that older generation, that older person who just hates their life and is in miserable amounts of pain for the remainder of their life, right? Imagine needing someone to help you take your clothes off, right? You're pretty much a kid all over again, but in the worst way possible, right? You're probably now in a senior living home because your kids can't take care of you, right? Especially with like financial situations or stress like that. Or imagine being the grandparent who can't hold their kid up, right? Again, I really enjoy strength training, not only because of the fact that I'm going to look good naked, but I'm actually going to benefit from this down the life. And again, you look good too, right? There's really no negatives to just strength training and exercising at all. And it's funny too, I remember getting a comment, right? You guys tore his ass up. Bro was like, yeah, dude, you don't want to deadlift. That's going to fuck you up. That's going to fuck you all the way up. Or it was probably squats or something. And you guys were just ripping him into one. And rightfully so, because the only way you fuck up by doing these compound lifts is by not knowing how to do these compound lifts. You can get injured by doing anything, especially if you're doing it incorrectly. But one of the biggest things I'd like to say to people is if I'm deadlifting now and I consistently keep deadlifting, the only one that's going to be able to, hold your grandchild pain-free is me, right? Shoot, you could be afraid of deadlifting all you want. You could be afraid of squatting all you want, but you squat all the damn day. Again, going back to my rehab clinic days where I help people, do sit to stands, a squat-based pattern movement. You are squatting, right? You're squatting without you knowing it. When I get out of this chair, I'm squatting, right? And me just squatting now, is going to make sure I can be able to squat in the future, right? I hate squats too, bro. I hate leg days too. But at the end of the day, it has to get done. And your boy actually did that shit today, right? It's not hard, right? I feel like the only thing that is hard is just staying committed to it, being consistent. But I feel like once you start seeing gains, you start seeing, pretty much the fruits of your labor when being consistent, it's going to click to you, right? That's how it did for me. I just enjoy seeing the results. And added benefit, I won't be crippled or, on assistance when I'm older. But you guys let me know what you guys think of this. What are your thoughts, plans? Do you plan on working out until you're like you can't anymore? Because that's what I plan on doing. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section below. I appreciate you guys.